You're a wholesaler or you're thinking about wholesaling real estate, but should you wholesale cash deals or should you wholesale creative deals? Which one should you do? This is a creative finance YouTube channel, so you probably think I'm going to tell you to do creative finance, right? Wrong. Okay, go to bed. Go to sleep. By the way, that's my dog Soup, and if you like my dog Soup, you should absolutely subscribe to this channel. I teach you everything you need to know about real estate investing and wholesaling, creative, cash, and commercial. But anyways, I've been wholesaling for a little while now, and I've only gotten a few creative wholesale deals, subject to and seller finance. But the company that I'm a partner in, we're doing over $200,000 per month in cash residential deals. We may reach $250,000 in revenue this month. And that's not wholesaling creative, that's wholesaling cash. So should you stop learning about creative finance and just focus on cash real estate? Let me explain everything. Let's take a step back first. What am I talking about? I'm talking about wholesaling real estate. It's when a person like you or me finds a really good deal and then assigns the rights to that deal. Says, hey, I got this really good deal. Who's a buyer? And we say, oh, you're a buyer? Do you want to take this deal? Great, take this deal and pay me $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for finding you this great deal. Now, these great deals are usually off-market properties. Usually these properties are not for sale, and you go and negotiate a deal to somebody who wasn't expecting to sell their house, but they're like, sure, I guess I'll sell it. Or sometimes they're on market and you just get a really good deal on market. So if it's a cash deal, maybe you're like, hey, this boarded up house, if you could take $280,000 for it, cash right now, does that work for you? If they say yes, maybe then you can find a buyer at $300,000 and you can make $20,000. That's cash wholesaling. But creative wholesaling is a little bit more complicated, and I teach you all of that in this channel, so make sure to subscribe. But there's two ways really to do creative wholesaling. It says, hey, this house, you have a mortgage balance of $360,000. If you were to sell it right now, you'd probably actually lose money after paying realtor commissions and closing costs and all that fun stuff. So let me just take over your mortgage balance of, I don't know, $360,000 at 3% interest, and then you won't lose money. You'll break even. That's subject to, and we love that because we get to take over people's low rate mortgages. If you found a deal like that, you could then find a buyer and ask him to pay you $10,000 for that deal. Or you could find this beautiful house and be like, hey, I know you want $350,000, but what if I gave you $400,000, but I only gave you $20,000 now, and the extra $380,000 I gave you over the next 30 years. That's seller finance. And if you found that deal, you could maybe find a buyer who pays you $15,000. That's creative finance in a nutshell. But what I'm going to tell you right now is wholesaling cash is just better, in my opinion, than wholesaling creative. But investing creatively is way better than investing in cash deals. So, in my opinion, you should focus on wholesaling cash to beat your 9 to 5, replace that 9 to 5, make your own money, be your own boss, make 6 figures plus per year, but then save that money and don't go buy a house cash. Don't go get a mortgage. Use that money creatively to go buy 5, 10, 20, 30 properties and build a portfolio. Wholesale cash for income, but then invest that income creatively. Now, why should you do that? Max, you're the creative finance guy. You've been telling me to wholesale creative, right? Well, yeah, I have. And I think the best way to learn about creative finance is to wholesale it. What better way to learn? What better way to figure out what a good deal is than to actually find it and then find a buyer, figuring out what buyers want? Like, that's the way you should learn about creative finance. And it does make money. You can make a living wholesaling creative, but I do believe that it's harder than cash. So in my opinion, what y'all should be doing is leading into deals, leading in saying, hey, would you take this cash offer? If it does not work, then bucket that deal as a dead lead and then revive it with creative. What do I mean by that? Say, hey, I have a house. Okay, let me find a house. All right, y'all, we're gonna choose a house here at random in Dallas. And by the way, if you live in Dallas or around Dallas, come and visit me in my offices. We're hiring, we're partnering. Even if you're fresh to the game, I'd love to meet with you. Even if you're not in Dallas, I want to partner with you. So what you can actually do, all of you, join my free Discord server, this one. We're called the Wholesalers. The link is in the description down below. I'll talk more about it in a second, but I I will pay you $3,000 cash if you send me a lead and I close that deal. Or I can pay you even more, like 5 figures plus, if you bring me a contract and then I dispo it with my company. I want to teach you guys about wholesaling and investing, and I also want to get you paid. So join that Discord. Anyways, let's choose a house at random. Okay, perfect. This house. So if I was wholesaling, if I was calling up these people, or if this was an off-market property, I would lead with cash. I'd say something like, hey, would you take $155,000 cash right now for this property? They say no. I would wait a week, follow back up, follow back up, follow back up. And really, if it's just not working and they are dead set on their price, if they're like, no, I need 200,000, then you're like, fine, seller, I can meet you on your price if you can work with me on the terms. So then you bucket that as a dead deal and then you revive it with creative. That's where I love creative. I start by leading with cash, and if cash doesn't work, then I go creative. Then I say, hey, do you have a mortgage on your property? Can we do subject to? Or hey, if I can get you $200,000 or I can get you $250,000, are you willing to just wait, be a little bit patient? That's seller finance. But why should we do cash first? And there's really 3 reasons. I want to make a long video on this because this is so important. But what I've realized being a part of my company and seeing my team close deal after deal after deal all within 24 hours is that cash is easy. It's easy for you. And it's most importantly easy for the seller. Guys, I know creative finance pretty well. I'm the Walmart Pace Morby. But even me, I have a problem sometimes pitching and convincing sellers that creative's a better option. A lot of times these people are like, I don't care about getting more money. I just want cash and I want it right now, because they understand cash. They understand, guys, they understand what cash feels like. They know what this feels like and they want it. So closing these deals is just easier. And it's also easier just to throw offers out there. You know, throwing out offers in subject to and seller finance, those take a while to write up, to figure out the right terms, to figure out the right interest rates, to figure out the right amortization, loan links, all this stuff. It's much harder. So cash wholesaling is just easier. And believe it or not, there are more buyers out there for cash deals. Now, I find that crazy because if I'm an investor and I'm only going to buy creative, you're not going to see me using $2, $3, $4, $500,000 of my cash for one property. That can buy me 10, 15, 20 properties with creative finance. But hey, you know, who am I? Most of these investors, they're old school, right? And they just know the cash game and they want to buy the cash game. So feed them cash deals, make money, and then go invest creative. By no means should you stop doing creative. What I recommend to you, again, is lead with cash. If the deal doesn't work, bucket it as creative and then go revive it creatively. I can help you with both of those. Send me your creative leads. I can close them, and I partner with a company, one of Pace Norby's good friends. He does my creative deals. But all in all, I want to see y'all make money, and cash is just easier. And as I mentioned, it also just makes more money. You can get more assignment fees, and you can get more assignment fees faster. And lastly, everyone, it's also less risky. Yeah, again, a video for another time, but when you wholesale cash, there's a lot less liability than when you're wholesaling subject to or seller finance. Not only are the contracts a lot easier, once you wholesale a deal cash, your name is off the line. You, the wholesaler, have performed all your duties. But when you're wholesaling a deal with sub to or seller finance, you, the wholesaler, you're still liable. You're liable if the buyer F's up. That's risk that it's not fun to have. So when you're wholesaling cash, it's easier to spit out offers. It's easier for the sellers to understand that offer. They're easier to close. You have less liability. And above all else, you can make more money, and you can make more money faster. I really do believe you should arm yourself with all the tools possible. Cash wholesaling, sub to wholesaling, and seller finance wholesaling. You should learn everything. You should try to wholesale deals cash, and if they don't work, yes, then go creative finance. But I am a staunch believer at the bottom of my heart that wholesaling cash can make you more money, but learning about creative finance wholesaling will make you generational wealth. So at the end of the day, which is better? Yes, cash wholesaling is better to make money in the short term, but creative finance wholesaling is better to make money in the long term. Meaning, yeah, you're not going to maybe make as much money right now, but by learning these strategies, dude, you're not gonna even have to worry about putting food on your table or paying gas bills. If you learn about creative finance and you apply it, in a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades from now, you will be retired. You will have passive income. You will be living the life that everybody else wants to live. That is what creative finance will do for you in the long term. But right now, if you just need to put bread on that table, Guys, don't sleep on cash wholesaling. So what's my call to action? What should you do? All these people on these videos and stuff, including me, sometimes we just don't tell you what to do. I'm not your mother. I'm not your father. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but damn, I'm gonna push you to get on the phones, to start walking your neighborhood and door knocking, to start just asking friends and family, hey, would you take 70, 80% of after repair value minus repairs for your home? Yeah, that's how you wholesale cash. Would you take this amount of money for your home cash? They say no, try to work the deal close. They say absolutely not, then try to do creative finance, but just start. And if you need help starting, join my Discord server, link down below. I'm gonna pin it in the comments down below, and I will help you get started. And if you really, really, really love this and want to go to the next step, I'm not gonna charge you. I don't pay for mentorships and none of that stuff. I will start giving you lists of phone numbers that I've skip traced with my own money so you can start calling those. I want to see all of you succeed. So just hit the phones and start pitching. You will be amazed by the results. Start building relationships. You can do this. I promise y'all you can do this. Subscribe to this channel. Share this video with another wholesaler that just needs a little bit of guidance, that needs a little bit of motivation, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.